Quebec, real or fictional? We have the info, but we're not going to tell you.
Plus, we take a look at the NHL's return to play. Is it safe? Scientists say no, but Gary Bettman says, shut up. This is Serious Hockey Talk. Welcome to the first episode of Serious Hockey Talk. I'm Keith Carey.
And I'm Tom Goss.
And here's what's going on around the league.
This week, the NHL will begin its expanded postseason. All games will be played in the two hub cities, Edmonton and Toronto. Congratulations are in order, Canada. This is the first time the Stanley Cup has been in your possession this century.
Now, the stands for every game will, of course, be empty. This is a huge change of pace for the Arizona Coyotes, who are used to playing in front of upwards of 9 whole people.
We actually pulled random Phoenicians about the Coyotes team, and 73% of the fans agreed that Taylor Hall was, in fact, a Jonas brother.
The league is attempting to make games less awkward by having teams' fans send in specific cheers. The Boston Bruins have received 200 gigabytes of videos of drunk Bostonians going, "What, you think you're fucking better than me, kid? Because you went to fucking college?"
Columbus sent in thousands of sound bites from fans going with their very common chant, "What is offsides?"
The NHL has implemented strict measures to keep players and staff from contracting coronavirus. Among those are daily testing, separate facilities for each team, and a complete shaving and disinfecting of gritty.
Wow, look at that ass.
But will that be enough? Boston star David Pastrnak has already been deemed unfit to play, leading to speculation that he may have already contracted COVID. Now, pasta with coronavirus is bad news for the Boston Bruins, but an amazing special at the Olive Garden.
And related news, Sidney Crosby skated before Pittsburgh practice but did not participate with the team, making the public wonder, coronavirus or just a little bitch? Feel better, pussy.
Feel better, pussy, indeed. One thing the league didn't plan on was Edmonton Stadium, Rogers Place, flooding during a huge storm. Let's take a look. Luckily, the Oilers say it shouldn't affect their game because they've gotten used to treading water for the past 30 years.
Maybe the way to fix the franchise is to trade the arena to the Los Angeles Kings for a bag of whistles and a churro stand.
In other news, the NHL awards season is underway. For those who have lost track, here's the scores so far. The Bruins have won the President's Trophy, Leon Draisaitl won the Art Ross, and Phil Kessel won the Nathan's world-famous hot dog eating championship.
You know, if Phil Kessel didn't eat for just 24 hours after every time he was traded, he'd be skinny by now.
Leafs star Austin Matthews has been nominated for the Lady Byng Award for gentlemanly conduct in the same season he was accused of sexually harassing a female security guard. And if you think that's tasteless, wait till you see what he's wearing to the awards ceremony. Nominees have been announced for the Calder Trophy, the award that goes to the player who made the biggest impact on the league in their debut season. Nominees are Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, and of course, the coronavirus. We actually caught up with coronavirus to see how he felt about being excluded from this year's postseason. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Yeah, you know, it's disappointing. I feel like I did good work, had a lot of chemistry with a lot of the guys, especially Austin, but you know, I'm going to take this off season to reflect. I'm going to take my kids to Disney World, and I'll be back.
Big news this week as Seattle revealed their very first NHL hockey franchise, naming the team the Seattle Kraken.
Kraken.
This is for the Slovenians out there watching. The Seattle Kraken. Seattle did not take my name suggestion, the Seattle Syringes.
They've also unveiled their new mascot who represents everything the city of Seattle is all about. So give it up for Kyle, the dick who works at the record store. We'll get to our playoff predictions in just a minute, but first, 24 teams have made the postseason, leaving 7 behind.
So now let's go ahead and look at some teams that have not made the playoffs and some of their stars and what they're up to now.
took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life?
The top 4 teams on the East and West are going to be competing for playoff position. It's going to be the hardest anybody has ever fought for seed since that armed robbery at the sperm bank. We're going to take a look at our picks for the seeding order based on this whole round-robin situation they got going on. Let's start with number 4. My pick for the number 4, the lowest seed of the top teams, is the Dallas Stars. They have a lot of talent. What they don't have is a lot of consistency. They had a 69-game season. They lost the last 6 in a row. And normally for 69 to end that poorly, somebody's got to get their mouth farted in.
They also don't have a lot of people who've been to the Cup. Tyler Seguin's known as a party monster. That's not the kind of leadership to win a Cup. He hasn't been there before. I think the only person who has won a Cup, and I could be wrong, is Ben Bishop, their goalie. And he's fucking old.
Did Perry win a Cup?
Perry did too, but he's fucking old. So really...
Well, yeah, and he's going to be busy fucking dropping the people's elbow in Nashville or whatever it is he's up to.
If you're in the Cup in such weird circumstances, you know, it's one thing if you're a firefighter. It's another thing if you're a firefighter who then also has to fight Batman. And that's what the COVID situation is right now. I don't think they're going to win the Cup. I think they're going to be the number 4 seed.
Gotcha. Who do you have for number 3?
Number 3, I think it's going to be the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Interesting.
I think they're a very good team.
Okay.
I think that the other teams are just a little bit better. They got a little bit more seniority. I still think they could go deeper than some of those other teams in the playoffs. But, you know, it's difficult. And other teams have a little bit better defense than them.
Okay.
But their strength is depth. They got more depth than Mila Kunis' eyes. They're wonderfully deep. Lack some defense, and their goalie Marc-Andre Fleury, very experienced, very good, but also once again, goaltending matters in playoffs. He's getting old.
That's fair. See, my number 3, speaking of defense, is the St. Louis Blues. And look, I can already hear people clacking in the comments, like, oh, they already won last year. Look, any other year, obviously, I would take the Blues to go back-to-back. 2020 has not been like any other year. Everything that could go weird went weird. You know, based on the way the rest of this year has gone, I think the St. Louis Blues are going to lose in the first round to the Harlem Globetrotters. No one's going to be able to explain why that was legal. Gary Bettman's going to cash a check, and someone on a ladder is going to dunk a puck.
See, I got St. Louis as the number 2 in the round robin. I think they could dip. They have a very, very physical style of play. They're like dating Johnny Depp. They're going to hit you. They're going to beat you up. They're going
allegedly.
They're not allegedly going to hit you though. They're going to fuck you up.
It'd be really funny if all the Blues just showed up dressed like Johnny Depp. Like, imagine trying to focus on hockey in an empty stadium, already weird, and then everyone's wearing a bunch of bracelets and scars and shit. You just hear them jangling down the fucking tunnel in Toronto. My God, they're coming.
They play an old school style of hockey. It's physical. They've got great goal scorers with guys like Tarasenko, and it really does boil down to they're designed to wear teams down in the playoffs.
Right.
They might not be able to wear other teams down like they do in a regular 7 series, so they could go lower than 2, but I think they're going to go deep in the playoffs. They're also, even though they won the Stanley Cup, I feel like they're an underlooked team. Justin Bieber thinks he can score on Binnington,
right?
Which I can't think of a more disrespectful move for a Stanley Cup champion. I think they're a underrated team, even with the cup.
Man, you wish Justin Bieber was like, I can take a sack from the offensive line line of the Chicago Bears, because that'd be the last fun prank we had to hear him do.
Yeah.
My number 2 pick is the Colorado Avalanche. I think they're going to do good. I think they have a really strong top line. Like we've been talking about with a lot of these teams, it really does come down to goaltending. What's his name? Boomhauer? Grubheiser?
Grubhauer. I think he's overpriced, especially compared to his competition, Postmates and Uber Eats. I think he's a below average goalie, and he's had the worst season of his career since his rookie season, who I think he only played 10 games his rookie season. He has a .916. It's still not bad, but he's going to have to show up hard. And another thing, and this is me getting very nerdy about this, is unlike all the other positions, goaltending is the hardest to practice during the COVID restrictions.
Right.
You can get a machine to shoot shit at you, but it's completely different than when you're in a game.
Yeah, every other position you can still kind of work out to some. Like Austin Matthews was training in the offseason. He was taking off his pants in front of women at CVS,
right?
The bank, really anywhere they couldn't leave.
So I think the teams that make it early out of it's not necessarily going to be the best teams.
Yeah.
It's going to be teams who their goalie adapts and refocuses.
All right, my number 1 pick on the West is the Las Vegas Golden Knights. You had them a little lower.
I did.
Here's the thing. I don't even know if they will go all the way, but I want them to go all the way to the finals because I love the Las Vegas fan base. I love how passionate they are to finally have something to Las Vegas besides like Wayne Newton and hepatitis. Like they finally have something to be excited about. Think about, look, do you really want to see the Cup have a fun adventure in fucking Edmonton? Do you want to see what kind of shenanigans they're going to get up to? Or do you want to see what is going to happen to the physical Stanley Cup in the city of Las Vegas for 24? Pornhub, next day, 2 girls, 1 Stanley Cup. What's it full of? I don't know. Maybe poop, maybe miracles. Doesn't matter.
See, I love that you bring up their fan base and how great their fan base is and how loyal their fan base is. Meanwhile, every 3-year-old is older than the Las Vegas fan base.
I know they haven't been around for a long time. The Las Vegas Golden Knights have lasted longer than 98% of Las Vegas marriages. I would not mind if they won the Cup, but I think they deserve to suffer. They need to suffer. I'm a big believer. Hockey Bane.
I'm a big believer in suffering, and that I say that
first you must choke in the conference finals. Only then can you claw your way.
As a Ducks fan,
touche. 40 on the curve.
Lifetime Ducks fan. I want them to suffer more before getting it, but I actually would not be upset. I think it'd be good for hockey if they won the Cup.
True.
And they have it's a fun. I've been to the city after in the expansion year we both were.
Right.
Where they went. They embrace hockey, and I think that's awesome. Number 1, I think, is going to be Colorado. They are more physical than teams with a similar structure. They got a heavy first line, much like Dallas. A little bit more physical. Also had a better end of season. Yeah. I think America's Pimple is going to take the number 1 seed, but I don't necessarily think that's going to mean that they go all the way to the Cup.
Okay. What do we got on the East? Who's your number 4 pick on the East?
On the East, I'm going to have to go with Philly. Philadelphia. Keith loves Philadelphia because they are also morons. But I think the biggest problem they're going to have is they have a young goalie. Once again, the aspects of COVID are already stressful. The Stanley Cup playoff is stressful, and now you're adding all these weird factors. He also has a horrible away record, and we don't know if that's going to affect him. He could come up strong like he does at home. Or he could look like your grandma doing the Charleston. There's really no way of knowing with that dude.
Oh shit. Part of me wants them to end number 4 just because then they'll probably be playing the Penguins.
Which would be awesome.
And I just want to watch somebody get murdered in an empty building. My number 4 pick is the Washington Capitals. And they had a real weird back half of the season. They looked like they were in trouble. Yes, they won the Cup a couple years ago. I give them that. They still have a pretty recent track record of whiffing it in the playoffs. I don't know how Ovechkin choked so much when his teeth have had a tracheotomy. You can drive a fucking Subaru through those. His teeth are socially distanced.
Yes. Ovechkin has climbed up that leaderboard. Yeah, he fell off a little bit, but there's not been Russian dominance in D.C. since Trump's election. He has been climbing.
Allegedly.
There's a lot of allegedlys. No. They're an older team. They have a rest period.
Right.
Those older players could use it pretty decent. I think all those East Coast teams all 4 top East Coast teams could go very deep except for Philadelphia.
This is hurtful. This is willfully antagonistic.
I mean, you've really suffered for the last 6 months being a Philadelphia Flyers fan.
I know. I'm very new to the operation.
But
Don't tell them that. We have to pretend I know what I'm talking about. My number 3 pick is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Go ahead.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Hold for girlfriend.
Chicken nuggets.
I worry about Stamkos. I worry about his ability to stay up because look, he got injured and he got back on the ice and everybody was like, "Oh, it's Stamkos being Stamkos again," because he immediately injured himself.
Right. They also have some players that have won a cup with that franchise, which is crazy because it was a long time ago.
Number 2, I got the Boston Bruins.
Their first line's great.
Well, yeah, because Pasternak is an amazing shooter. Bergeron is all around great. Marchand is there to cheat, and it's they're all. By the way, you know who you don't want on your team during like a nobody touch anybody year is fucking face lick Magoo.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna get 2 minutes for instigating when he licks somebody this postseason, or 5 minutes for murder. Yeah, they're actually my number 2 as well. I think both East and West, number 1 team in the league. They're really fucking good. I think they could lose a surprise game and it'll drop them to number 2 in the seeding. But yeah, they could very easily win the cup.
Sure, I'm pretty sure Zdeno Chara is an at-risk individual at this point.
Yeah.
Was he 400?
Yeah, no, he's I don't know. He's the only NHL player that can read the back of or order off the back of a Denny's menu. So it's
well, he's being safe. He's staying 6 feet away from everybody on his team vertically.
Right. Yeah.
Big Slovenian Frankenstein.
Yeah, and Tuukka Rask, I'd argue, very, very good goalie. The only thing he's accomplished more than what he's accomplished in hockey is when he brought dancing to the tiny town of Footloose. That dude looks like Kevin Bacon. He looks like ugly Kevin Bacon.
Looks like Kevin Microwave Bacon.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin Chicken Sausage over there.
That's my name.
My number 1, I'm going with Tampa Bay. I think they have explosiveness. They have veterans. Nikita Kucherov, not a Harry Potter spell. One of the best goaltenders or best goal scorers in the league. It's a wild prediction. I think they're going to win all 3 of their games.
Okay.
I think it's very likely that I'm wrong, but I feel it, so I said it.
That's what we're doing, is making blind, silly predictions here.
I'm not blind. I saw the evidence, and I just refused to add it up logically. There's a difference.
So you're not blind, you're just kind of dumb.
Yes.
But I got the Flyers, number 1. Here's what I love about the Philadelphia Flyers. They have the best uniform. I really like their team. Everybody on that team has had an improved season and has improved halfway through the season.
Can I just stop you real quick? Number 1 was I like their uniform.
I'm kind of gay. What do you want me to tell you? I'm building to the hockey-related stuff.
All right.
Okay. They're a team predicated on violence because they're from Philadelphia. And look, I know Carter Hart has a bad away record. I think the staff is going to deal with it, and the coaches are going to throw batteries at the ice and whatever he needs to feel like he's at home.
I know. And I think you just like that team because it's very similar to your childhood. Scenario.
100%. There's 20 giant dudes with beards kind of coming in and out.
Right. Flyer culture makes Keith Carey feel at home. They're a fun team. I would love to see them play a lot of hockey. I don't know if this is their year.
I think they keep getting better. I think they keep surprising people. They were on a fucking crazy hot streak when the season ended, which granted means nothing because we took a quarter of a year off.
Right. I think that Boston will just beat them in a 7-game series.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cut to us back here in 2 months, just like, well, congratulations to the Stanley Cup winner, Columbus Blue Jackets.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
We're just reporting on it like it's like the day Kennedy got shot.
Yeah.
We're just confounded.
Dude, that would be the best day in the world to like 5 people. It would be, all of their fan would be freaking out.
Well, those are our picks. Please leave your picks and tell me why I'm stupid and wrong in the comments.
And tell me why I'm smart.
It will all just be Tom under different usernames. Like, rate, subscribe. We'll be back next week with more. And we'll be back every week throughout this entire postseason for all week and a half of it before somebody sneezes in someone's mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, take it easy, guys.
This was Serious
Hockey
Talk.
We didn't plan that.
Baby, how long will you keep me in the penalty box?
Shuffling my papers like I'm a serious
But it's lonely
news
in the
guy.
penalty box. I know I broke the rules,
My word.
but rules are broken by fools. Baby, how long will you keep me in the penalty box?